We start our journey to Jaques Station along with the members of the August Exodus. As we head towards the first base camp, we come across many wondrous and dangerous discoveries. Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Elite Dangerous. Here we are flying towards the departure point for the Jean to Jaques expedition from the bubble all the way out to Jaques Station. This is the planet, and I know I will butcher this, S02E08. But yeah, so anyhow, this is that planet where we're all supposed to meet up, and I am making my way there right now. Funny little story, I decided to head to the planet and land at the actual waypoint where we're all supposed to meet before the meetup so that I would be there when everybody was there. So I did that successfully. I landed, I found the planet. It took me forever to find the coordinates. I gotta tell you guys, I'm slowly learning how to find the coordinates on a planet, but it definitely doesn't come naturally to me. I am learning some techniques through trial and error and just flying around the planet blindly about how to find them properly. But I knew that it was probably gonna be a challenge, so I decided to head there early, land on the planet, and just be there at the meeting. Now, as you can see, when I found the spot I wanted to land, I came in a little bit hard and bounced around a bit, but really luckily, all it did was take my shields out, took them out completely, but I had 0 hull damage. Now, you would think that this would have been a bit of a warning for me, for maybe what was about to come next, but you'd be wrong. So I did this, and then I logged off there. So you may be wondering why I'm flying back to the planet you just saw me land on. Well, you see, came back at meeting time, logged back in, and everything was fine. And I lift up, and I'm on the dark side of the planet. And I start flying towards where I see other players are at, and it's pitch black. I didn't turn on my headlights. I wasn't thinking. I was too busy looking at the radar, and I literally crashed right into the side of a canyon wall. Dropped my shields and took out about 20% of my hull. So I had to, while the meetup was organizing and getting together, and I was really worried because I didn't want to take off into the black with 20% of my hull already gone. This seemed like a bad idea. So I very quickly turned around and went back to the main station in the system, repaired my hull, and then came back to the planet and found them again. But sadly, I didn't get any of this recorded. So I can't show you guys how silly I was. I can just tell you the story, and I hope you enjoyed it. So once I got back down to the planet, I had to go find where they all were, and I didn't actually come in quite at where I should be, so I had to kind of fly across the planet. And I met up with one of the wonderful guys that has chatted with me on the streams and things, Mr. Ablative, and he was very friendly and helpful to me along the way, allowing me to wing up with him so that I could actually find the right spot much easier. Sadly, other people were also having trouble gathering as a group due to instancing issues. I was really hoping to get one of those amazing shots where everybody is together launching off the planet out into space, but it wasn't to be so. So the commander of the group made the call and it was time to go to space, so now I'll hand you off as he launches us off into space.
Okay, do you guys want to launch out into Super Cruise? The guys that are in isolation instance.
Let's go. Just give us a calm down.
Okay, guys. Now,
on 5,
where are you?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Once in Super Cruise, the group once again tried to assemble itself together into one coherent group with as many people in an instance as possible. I was unable to get into the main group's instance, but I did manage to get a few people here with me and got some pretty cool shots here of a large group of commanders all swirling around each other. This is probably the most number of commanders I've ever seen in one place, all just kind of swirling around, and some pretty nice looking backdrops and vistas. It was a lot of fun just chatting and listening to everybody. It was a pretty cool experience, and if you guys haven't joined up with a convoy like this yourselves, I would highly recommend it. It was pretty fun. After a few attempts trying to get the entire group into a single instance so that we can make our first jump together, the call was made to abandon the endeavor and all make the jump off to the very first star on our route to Jaques Station. And to top it all off, technology failed me and my recording didn't start capturing until midway through the jump.
Now we go to Jaques.
Next waypoint.
See you all on the 18th.
On a positive note, when I reached the other side of this jump, I was greeted with even more commanders in my instance.
Okay,
Fly
see you.
safe, everyone.
Safe journey.
Fly safe.
In a bit, dudes. Bye-bye.
Fly safe.
See you all at Campatuta.
So then here I was, orbiting a star, surrounded by many other commanders, all on a single mission, all with the same destination in mind, to make our way almost halfway across the galaxy to Jaques Station and hopefully start a brand new bubble of inhabited space.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage. 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 Engage.
Shortly after departing from the main convoy group and starting to make my own way off to Jaques Station, I came across this little moon that was orbiting quite close to its parent ringed gas giant. And I thought to myself, I haven't actually driven around on a moon yet that is this close to a ringed Jovian, and I thought it would be really cool to check it out for myself and see how gorgeous it is from the surface. And who knows, maybe pick up some materials along the way.
Low gravity warning.
Taking photo. Taking higher resolution photo.
That zinc find was where I had to end my recording session for that day, and I logged out sitting in my SRV on this planet. And when I was able to come back and continue on my journey, I was greeted with this. I appear to have fallen through the surface of the moon, only to discover that it's all a lie. We do not live in a solid universe. All of the planets and the moons and the stars are empty voids of space. Maybe this is where the Thargoids live. Anyhow, all joking aside, I respawned back into the game inside the wire mesh of this moon. I was a little worried at first. I actually tried, as you can see here, I'm trying to actually use my boosters and use my wheels and everything just to see if I could somehow drive out from inside this moon. That was not to be the case. I gave it a valiant effort and then ultimately went to Google and searched around and tried to find a solution to this problem. And for the life of me, I couldn't find one. The only thing I could think of would be to self-destruct my SRV and then respawn back in my ship. But that would mean that I would lose one of my SRVs. Yes, I have two, but I've just started this journey and there's a long way to go. And I don't think I would be comfortable knowing I just had the one SRV. And if anything went wrong, legitimately went wrong along the way, then I'm totally out of one. So I actually submitted a bug to Frontier asking them about this. And right after I actually submitted the bug, I thought to myself, hey, I am part of this wonderful convoy of people. Maybe one of them knows how to solve this problem. So I posted my problem in the text chat of the Discord server of Convoy 2. And almost instantaneously, I had this wonderful commander that I sadly cannot remember the name of right now, and I didn't write it down. I feel really bad about that. But his suggestion was to log out of the game and then log back in with the non-Horizons version of Elite Dangerous, and you'll be presented with a choice to put yourself back in your ship, back in space, because of course the non-Horizons version cannot land on planets, and it plops you back in space with all of your stuff. So I tried this and it worked beautifully. It plopped me back into space. I had both my SRVs back in my bay, and I could continue on my way. So if you guys ever run into this problem, that's how you solve it. So thank you once again, Paladin Leads, for the amazing solution that worked so wonderfully. I took the moment, went back, and I found his name. So thank you very much for your help.
Orbital flight engaged.
Oh. Whoa. So here I am coming in at the first base camp on my trip to Jaques Station. This is where all of the commanders were going to meet as they made their way in on the 18th of August. Sadly, I didn't quite make it in time. I was about an hour and a half late to the meetup. Everybody was already gone by the time I got here. But this is the spot, basically right here. So I found it. I'm learning a little bit better how to find coordinates on planets. I do find it quite difficult, actually. But I am learning a lot better as time goes on. I've been down here once before, actually. I was down on the planet here during my last live stream, and managed to actually find a couple of resources that I have never come across before. This is a low gravity planet, so hopefully it shouldn't be too difficult to land on this thing. High gravity planets are definitely more of a problem, as you have seen in one of my previous videos when I was landing at a station on a base that had 2-point-something gravity, and it didn't work out well. So I wanted to come back down here though and show you guys, because this place is gorgeous. Just look up at that nebula in the sky there. How beautiful that is out here, so far away. Gorgeous view here. Just look at the sky and the landscape. Something, could you imagine when you looked up into the stars on Earth, you saw that? Just so beautiful. And if I kind of move along, maybe up to the top of this ridge over here, we get to see the orbiting planet that actually is a ringed planet. Really, really quite gorgeous, actually. view from this planet is just absolutely gorgeous from the ground. Looking up at that ringed planet in the distance, the nebula in the horizon, is something that you'll never see from Earth. Not like this, not unless you're in a game like this. Absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. I have to say that I knew that I was going to see some amazing stuff when I came out here, and the experience has not been disappointing. I've enjoyed every minute of this exploration trip so far. Alright, now let's take off from this beautiful planet, or this beautiful moon I should say, and let's head back out into the black. It's not so black here after all though, is it?
Engage.
Here we are coming up on a volcanic planet. These ones I gotta say, they're some of the most beautiful planets that I come across out here. I think they look really awesome. And the backdrop with all of those beautiful stars in the distance there, that huge cluster of stars. This system truly does have some amazing sights. I can see why the Jaques picked this system for one of its base camps. It truly is quite gorgeous here. And not only does it have a lot of really nice planets here, but it's also got a beautiful Class A star, gorgeous white light. The last place I want to show you in this system is this gorgeous high metal content world that I found out here. When I was looking at it on the system map, I actually thought it looked like it might have been a water world, so came out here to check it out. But despite the fact that it's not a water world, it is absolutely gorgeous, especially against the backdrop of that nebula. Its moons orbiting around it. This world in particular was worth it. Look at the gorgeous ring system on that beautiful little planet. So here we are. This planet, or this system right here in the Omega Nebula. This beautiful little nebula that, if I had more time, I would go exploring in and around this nebula for quite a bit. And I think I will do that at some point, maybe on the trip back or something of that nature. It'd definitely be worth looking around inside of some of these nebulas, seeing what else is here. But if we take a zoom out a little bit, you can see there is our little nebula right there, and here is the galactic plane. And if I turn bookmarks on, this is the journey that we've taken so far. That little cluster of bookmarks, that there is the bubble of human inhabited space. And this is the route that I have taken all the way out here. And if I go back to the very first waypoint, this is where I left on this journey from inside the bubble. You can see that I have traveled now 5,500 light years from the bubble. Quite a distance. And where are we going? So this is the first leg of our trip. And if I turn on the community goals, you'll see that is Jaques Station. We have quite, if you look at this, looks like we have maybe done a quarter of the trip, maybe a third of the trip, maybe about a third of the trip. We still have quite a ways to go. There's going to be a lot more wonderful things to see along the way. And here's the system that we just walked through. That beautiful A-class star, this wonderful volcanic planet here. This right here was that moon that we landed on. This was the site of the first base camp. And this is that gorgeous ringed planet that you could see when you were on the surface of it. What a gorgeous view. And then the last place we went to is this one way out here. What I thought might have been a water world when I first looked at it, but high metal content world. But it's beautiful out here with its little moons. It's a really nice system. I really like this system. Great choice for base camp. All right, and I've plotted the next route for my trip. It looks like they are done in 3 segments here. So when we get to the next base camp, which is way out here at Vespra Vision Base Camp, we will be 2/3 of the way. That one is 6,630 light years from where I am. So it's just a little bit further away, 1,000 light years further about. 1,100 light years further away from what we've already done. This is quite the trip. Can't imagine what we're going to see from here to there and beyond to Jaques. And then to the wonderful Sagittarius A, which is the supermassive black hole that is the center of our galaxy. Let us continue on our way.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like. You'll be letting me know that you're excited for more Elite Dangerous action and helping to expose the video to more amazing people like you. If you're new to my channel, you might be interested in subscribing, as you'll be notified when I release new videos as well as when I go live. At the moment, I'm releasing new episodes of Elite Dangerous on Wednesday, as well as an Elite focused live stream on Thursday. There's also Pulsar the Lost Colony on Saturday, Space Engineers on Sunday, and some other fun shows and streams sprinkled throughout the week. There's a link to my full schedule in the description. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Have an absolute great one, and I'll see you next time.